go, sir. All right, guys, looks like we're being joined by Marcus Murphy, junior safety out of West Point. Hit me up in the chat, and we will get started. Marcus, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome, man.
All right, we will throw it to Brian Haydad to start us off.
Marcus, you're in sort of an interesting position in that you're an upperclassman and you're going to be looked to as a leader, but at the same time, you haven't started very many games at Mississippi State. How do you balance that, trying to be a leader, but knowing at the same time you got a lot of room to get better?
With balancing that, I know I got to come in, with that chip on my shoulder, still having to have a point to prove to my other teammates. Since I haven't played as many games on the field, that just comes like with my focus and maintaining and try to be a leader to the younger guys that are coming in.
Next, we will go to Paul Jones.
Marcus, obviously you and Fred Peters are two of the most experienced guys back there in the secondary and the safety positions. Who's some other guys you think that y'all are going to be able to count on this year besides yourself and Fred Peters?
Martin Emerson, one on for sure. He played a lot of snaps at corner out there. Emmanuel Ford stepping up, one of the true freshmen. He's stepping up, like feeling his role in as a younger guy. I feel like he taking on, like he following the leaders and doing what he's supposed to do as for like technical wise and being able to, we can count on him out there on the island by himself.
Next, we'll throw it to Robbie Falk.
Marcus, the most important question of the night is Starkville West Point week, Yellow Jackets, Green Wave. Just talk about that rivalry that you guys have. It's really unique. You are real close. I know you and Kobe, your teammates with a lot of Starkville guys. What's that rivalry like? Because it seems like everybody's close in the year, but on that night, it's a little different.
Oh yeah, man, that been a rival from years to come. It's like Mississippi State versus Ole Miss. It's battle of who the best team in Mississippi. I know they 6A, but it's like that don't matter what division you will. So like when the two teams match up, it's gonna be a big game, regardless of who on the team or who coaching the team.
Are you rolling with the Wave Friday?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
All right, next up, we'll go to Joel Coleman.
Hey, Marcus, you're in a kind of a unique position with given your circumstance and things with going on at home and stuff with your son and all. Just what's this been like going through this pandemic and things with that situation, and then practice and all the stuff that you guys have to do to take precautions? Just what's this entire experience been like for you, and have you had to, I guess, take extra precaution maybe?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Prone to Mason's immune system, I do have to take extra precaution, but it hasn't been too hard because like it all comes down to my focus on being here and being there. I know what I got to do like in order to feed my family. But again, like this the first experience like with me going through this pandemic with him, so I'm still learning as I go every day on how to be careful with him or where I go and how I take care of myself personally too in order to be around him and be around my teammates.
And kind of following up on that real quick, one, I guess, did you give any consideration at all to maybe opting out for his safety? And two, just, I guess, who have you kind of leaned on during this process as you've gone through this? And I guess three, how's he doing? How's Mason doing?
He's doing fine, wonderful. If you see him right now, you'll think he's not going through anything. On the opting out deal, I mean, it was concerns, but then again, it's like I love football and I love him. It got to go hand in hand on how I balance it out or whatever. And I know whenever he older, he gonna ask me, Dad, what you do during this pandemic, or how you handle during this pandemic. It all comes with making sacrifices. So that's just what I had to do, make a sacrifice to be here with my teammates and going back home to be there for him. I mean, it all a tough task, but God here though, God got us.
Next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Hey, Marcus. I wanted to ask you just a little bit about Coach Hughes last night was talking a lot about being a mentor for guys in the state of Mississippi and as a black coach and sort of being a guidance for you guys, kind of with everything that's going on in the world right now. I was going to ask you just How much has he been someone that's maybe had a dialogue with you guys about that, and what kind of mentor is he to you guys in terms of that, and kind of what kind of leadership does he bring?
I feel like he's one of the biggest leaders on his team, from him being around a lot of Mississippi people, Mississippi athletes, being a coach from Jackson State, Mississippi State. So it's like it's not too much we have to educate him on things that we go through, in our life, or he one of them guys that I know for a fact we can go to and talk to him about anything, and he gonna be like that father figure, that leader, or he gonna steer us in the right direction and give the best opinions, or he gonna give us the best option he feel like should happen. It's never like, well, we not gonna listen to him, but it's all time we know he done been in that position before, so he one of them guys that we can go to and talk to about literally anything.
And just a quick follow up. I mean, for you as a dad as well, setting an example for Mason, and y'all doing the protest the other day as well and stuff. I guess what's that been like for you and setting that example for Mason as well?
It mean the most to me because he's watching my every move, so it's like, again, I go back to him whenever he get over, Dad, what you do to this, or how do y'all feel about this? What you do to stand for everything that's going on in the world? And like me doing that with my teammate, that I feel like that was a step in a different direction of change in the world, instead of just everything being strictly about football.
Next, we'll go to Tyler Horka.
Yeah, Marcus, you're in a unique position with, given the position you play, dropping back and basically seeing everything the quarterbacks have to offer pretty much every play. Talking about KJ, kind of a two-part question. What have you noticed with his game on the field and kind of how that's compared to some of the quarterbacks you've played with before? And then off the field, what kind of leader has he been and what kind of teammate has he been to you guys?
When he first came in, like he established the fact that, we know he's a great quarterback, but it started with the off the field stuff. He's been a great leader for the offensive guy, for the defensive guy. Like he stepped up and adapted his role to the team, and I feel like he carried it well. And on the field, he elite. He everything we expected. He a leader off the field. He dropping dimes here and there. It's never he's stacking bad practice. He's stacking good practice on good practice on good practice. And for me, I'm looking forward to watching him sling the ball around.
Next, we'll go back to Paul Jones.
Marcus, kind of back to my question I asked you a little bit earlier. At those three safety positions, what guys do you see that are battling to provide depth behind you and Fred Peters and I guess possibly Colin Duncan if he's starting? What guys do you think can help provide depth back there?
Sean Preston, Dylan Lawrence, J.P. Purve. There's a lot of younger guys who haven't played a lot of ball that's getting that experience on adapting their role and being able to come in behind me, Fred, and Colin, and London Crop also. So everybody still just battling. Even me and Fred, every day we got to come in with that chip on our shoulder that we're third or fourth string guys, because that's setting us up for the guys behind us.
Next, we'll go to Derek Thomas.
All right, Marcus. I have a multiple-part question. Talk about, with this being a new defense, talk about the learning curve for you and the other defensive backs, and also in the old 3-3-5 defense that we had under Joe Lee Dunn, the safeties rushed the passer a lot. Do you expect to get the chance to rush the passer? And also, all of us know, someone brought up West Point, Starkville, you were an offensive weapon in high school. Have you talked to Coach Leach, or has Coach Leach mentioned possibly having a special package for you, if any, on offense?
On the offensive side, no, not really. My main focus right now is to continue leading the safety group and being, playing my role on this team. And as far as the other stuff, I mean, we adapted to it. A lot of guys took the time off during the pandemic. Let's study film on the 3-3-5. Let's study the plays on the 3-3-5. So when the time for it to come back, we can perfect it every day, stacking good days on good days. And I really like the defense as far as DBs being in every part of the defense. We covering, we blitzing, we in the box. There's a lot of different things that we doing as far as the bulldog, the field safety, or the boundary safety. I feel like everybody play a key role in the 3-3-5.
Next, we'll go back to Robbie Falk.
Marcus, I asked Coach Washington about this the other day, but several of you guys in the back end were high school offensive playmakers, whether it be you at quarterback and Janori Dean at running back, JP Purvis the same way. How do you feel like that's transitioned to this level to playing in the SEC in the secondary? I know it's not completely foreign for a guy on offense to go to the secondary on the defense, but how do you feel like that's transitioned since you've been in the SEC and for Janori and JP as well?
Well, I feel like, since I played quarterback, like, as a quarterback, you got to pick and choose who the softest DB or, in that case, like, looking around, picking your soft spots and all that. So I feel like that helped me know, like, if I'm going against a great quarterback, I know he done took notes on, oh, this guy don't know how to play man, or this guy don't know how to get off the hash, or anything in that nature. But I feel like it helped us see in the field, like, the whole bigger picture of the field as transition from offense to defense.
Next, we'll go to Tyler Horka.
Yeah, Marcus, you being a Mississippi guy and growing up around here, you obviously know what a Mississippi State game day is all about. These game days this year are going to look a whole lot different, whether it be smaller crowds, no dog walk, just the whole ambiance being a little less than it normally is. Have you given any thought to what that might look like, and what are you going to miss the most about just the overall game day experience at Davis Wade?
Oh, I know for a fact I'm gonna miss them cowbells and how hype the crowd get on third down. Ain't nothing like that third down defense as a Mississippi State Bulldog. I feel like that's my biggest excitement when I'm on the field, is getting the third down, because I know everybody playing a part in that stop. We feed off the fans and the cowbell, and I know for a fact not just only me, my team is gonna miss the cowbells and the fans.
All right, we'll go to Paul Jones.
Marcus, I know you guys are getting ready for a scrimmage Saturday, and you've had some team drills so far in camp. Which receivers have kind of caught your attention that are being pretty consistent when it comes to making plays in that offense?
Javante Payne, Osiris Mitchell, Malik Heath, a lot of younger guys that flashing, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the younger guys got to get adapted to the game speed. And as it going on, I feel like Coach Spurrier is doing a great job with, giving them their reps, and like they feeding off the older guys. But them three receivers, like, I feel like they just flashing every day. They getting better every day.
We have time for maybe one more question for Mr. Murphy. Does anybody have anything? Going once, going twice. That's all we'll take. Marcus, thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good evening.
You're welcome. You guys too, man.